Welcome guys, to whoever fucking watches this video, because not many watches, man. So anyways, doesn't matter. So welcome back to the channel, and yeah, back again with new prediction video. UFC is back in town, and UFC Paris is happening this weekend. It's gonna be 12:30 in India, so I have to wake up early in the morning. So yeah, not wake up, I mean it's 12:30 a.m. This fight starts at 12:30 a.m. till 2:33 3 I guess 3 I guess. So I'll be staying late. Yes. So fuck that. I don't like the timing, but anything for UFC. It's like one of my favorite sports. And that's the only sport I watch right now. So yeah, back in. Nazruddin Imavov versus Kao Borhalio, to the for the I think this is for the title eliminator, or I don't know. There's a lot of things happening in the middleweight division right now. So back in with a prediction video like I always do. Always in the game. So yeah, let's do some prediction. Let's see who's fighting who. I am not aware of many fighters here, and I don't know who is fighting who. So let's check from the prelims, who is fighting, and if I can see any familiar faces that I can think as and give my insights. So okay. William Gomez versus Robert Rachula. I don't know. So he's from France. So okay, obviously, in France you're gonna fighter from France. I mean, so okay, Andreas Gustafsson. Okay, this guy is from that Swedish guy, and I have watched this guy's fight, Renat, but I can't really break down how he is. But Andreas Gustafsson, his last fight was a TKO win, I guess. He seems like a Nazi guy, man. But so okay, Marcin Tybura, he's in the prelims. Okay, he's fighting anti-Delegia. So obviously, I can't talk about Ryan McKee, Marsai versus okay. So we're moving on to the main card. Main card is the main course is what I am excited for. So Patricio Pitbull is fighting Lucini Chieta. I think Chieta is that guy, that the black guy, um, from that. I think I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's from that promotion called Octagon, the Czech promotion. He's a champion out there. So I think he's making his UFC debut this time against Patricio Pitbull, and I think this is a good fight. This is a good fight because Patricio Pitbull's last fight against Denege was a win, but you're not directly fighting top contenders. So UFC did a good thing, and we're gonna see how Chieta does. He's a champion in the octagon, I guess, if I'm not wrong. So, but I feel like Patricio is gonna do good. He did good against Danny Ige, even though he did a lot of clinching stuff. So, but that's fight game. You do whatever you can to win the fight. Against Yair, he was tough. It's not good. His debut against Yair Rodriguez was not good, and I guess that's the UFC level. He's in UFC. So for Zayem, this fight is cancelled, for what I know. I don't know if it's cancelled or somebody's coming up to fill his Zayem spot, but this fight is I don't know if Farish is not fighting. So the next fight is Mortitas Bokovas versus Paul Craig. Okay, Paul Craig is back. I always get confused between Paul Craig and who was the fighter last time who fought against Anthony Hernandez. Who was that guy, man? Damn. Paul Craig versus... I always get confused between these two. That guy was from Georgia, and he's from Scotland. Paul Craig versus... Okay. I guess Paul Craig is good, I don't know much about Mortistas, this guy. But Paul Craig, he has a good ground game, good jiu-jitsu, so I'll go for him to win. Bolaji Oki versus Mason Jones. I don't know much about this. So let's move on to, let's move on to the co-main and the main event, right? So, man, whenever fight any guy from fighting world, except Kao, but especially whenever Mauricio Rufy fights and Carlos Prates fights and Jon Silva fights, I'm always excited. These guys are so crafty from the fighting worlds, so crafty. I always, I'm a fan of those fighters who are crafty, especially guys like Mauricio Rufy, and especially when he had a knockout win in his last fight against King Green, the spinning wheel kick, the cartwheel kick. Now he's fighting Benu Saint Denis, another good fighter. But if I have to give my prediction, what am I gonna give? I feel like Mauricio is, I feel like Mauricio is a quite a rangy guy. A good accurate, a good accuracy, rangy. Skill set is, I feel like, is better than Benu Saint Denis. Of course, BSD, he has that power to knock people out, and maybe people might say BSD is gonna take out Mauricio Rufy, but I guess, as a fighter, Rufy is a good. He might be able to handle that pressure, So I feel I'm gonna go with Mauricio Rufy. I'm never gonna, I'm a fan. Let's just say I'm a fan. Even when I train, I like to imitate guys like them. So I'm always a fan, of guys who is creative, who brings a skill set, who is, that martial arts. So you bring your artistic side. So I feel like Mauricio Rufy is gonna do good here, and he's gonna. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks out Benu Saint Denis. That's what I'm excited, right? That's why I'm gonna wake up early or late or stay late for this to co-main, especially for the co-main, man. So let's move on to the main event. Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Borralho. I feel like this fight, even though I'm a fan of fighting nerds, and I'm not a hater of Caio, but I genuinely feel Imavov is gonna win this fight. I mean, so much going in middleweight, man. So much going in middleweight, RDR is fighting Anthony Hernandez. So who is gonna fight Hamzat, So I feel like, but for this fight, I feel like Imavov is just too good for Caio, Caio. I mean, of course, I have not seen much of Borralho except for his last fight against Jared Cannonier. He has a knockout win, but look at how Imavov fought against Izzy, Israel. Especially when Israel's almost, was switching stance, and that's where he catched him, knocked him out. He's good. His boxing is good. His hands are good. His takedowns, I guess, is good. Even though he did lose against Sean Strickland, but I feel he's getting better. I mean, so my prediction here is Imavov, and I wouldn't be surprised again if Imavov knocks a cow out, but anything can happen, right? So, peace out.